Hey there, guys. It's Dynamite Minds AGI here. Welcome back to the boss list here after named the Gauntlet. Um, kind of thought about that at the end of the last recording, that I should probably just call it back. It sounds a little better than the boss list. Um, so today I'm actually gonna talk about two different bosses in one specific genre of video games. Um, the first of them being run that I'm actually doing right now. Um, I've been doing a Nuzlocke run of Fire Red lately, and I'm just about ready to take on this particular boss actually, and just kind of considering what I need to do, training up, and I'm posting pictures on Nerd Power as well, trying to get preparations ready for this particular boss. And that boss is actually Misty. Um, Fire Red Nuzlocke Misty is probably the worst boss that I can possibly think of in any type of Nuzlocke run. Apart from the other one, but I'll get to that when I get to that. So Misty is just, she's the second, she's the second gym leader in Kanta, and it's just kind of like, in a Nuzlocke run, it's just kind of cruel and unusual punishment to have. Well, let me put it this way. So you start off with the gym, with the Misty battle, and um, I'm going to assume that the typical Nuzlocke run consists of just only the two main rules that actually composes the Nuzlocke run itself, and that is if a Pokemon dies and has to be released, and only one Pokemon may be cut on the route. That's Pokemon Hard Mode for you. So anyway, so with that in mind, I just kind of want to, it's just, you're looking at a typical Misty fight here. You know, she starts off, she leads off with her Staryu, and it's not too bad, especially if you have like, good, if you manage to somehow in a Nuzlocke run catch a Pikachu, and and level it up enough to get some good stats on it, maybe, or maybe you got a good nature on him or something, or if you manage not to kill an Oddish or something and capture that and train it up enough to have it learn, a decent move pull like, Slate Powder, Absorb, Bullet Seed. Maybe in that fourth slot you might want a Stun Spore or a Poison Powder or something to do with Starmie's HP. And, that Starmie's not too bad, especially if you know what's coming up afterwards, you take out Mrs. Staryu, and you go, BAM! It's like, where the fuck did you get that Starmie? Where's the... don't even know where this water stone comes from or anything, and all of a sudden there are two Staryus just kind of mating together, and one spinning in circles behind it, and making a rainbow ruby in the middle of it, and it's just blah. And it really annoys me the fact that, it's like level 20, 22, something like that. And and by then, it's really difficult. Even if you manage to get like, skip to Vermilion City, because you can do that after the rocket fight, and head to Vermilion City and pick up the Versus Seeker, because it's totally possible to do that, and then train on Route 24 or 25, and level your team up to maybe 20 if you're lucky. If you're patient enough, you'll level them up to 20. But 21 and 22, I mean, you're looking at experience points in the thousands at that point, and it's just really, it's just really difficult, and you're practically one-shotting everything from there anyway, and it's just, how do you, without, taking too much away from the game itself, how do you level up that high? It's especially in a Nuzlocke run, and personally for me, I'm a hard mode, sort of guy, and I try to go as hard as I can without, going totally insane. I picked Charmander for my first Pokemon, and it's just, you can't use my starter now. What the hell? What am I going to do now? So, he's pretty much ruled out. And then, so I have to rely on my Oddish, which, maybe can get to level 21 before I take take on Misty, maybe, you know, evolve into a Gloom, maybe. And then, you know, of course, I got an Ekans on my team as well, which has Intimidate, which is great for, you know, for knocking down those physical attacks that Starmie has. And it's kind of annoying in its own to have to deal with, you know, Starmie, let alone the fact that it has that douchebag recover ability, which, you know, as you know, you know, you try to get like a critical, you know, pull off a couple criticals with the Bullet Seed, which only has like what 10 power or something like that, and you know, you get Starmie down to about 3/4 HP, and all of a sudden, you know, recover. I'm gonna recover for a while. And then, you know, so much for Misty's all out offensive, X defend. What the hell is that shit anyway? So, all in all, Misty's not really a fun experience for the typical Nuzlocke. If you're in preparation for it, you know, maybe if you're lucky, you'll be able to pull it off without losing anyone. And then, you know, by then you're pretty much overpowered for the rest of the game in preparation for Misty, because Surge's strongest Pokemon is what, level 24. You have the route before Vermilion City, the route to the east of Vermilion City, and plus the SSN. So, you know, talk about overpowered. And I suppose, you know, if you have at least a team of 5, a team of 6 by that point, you don't need to catch any new Pokemon unless you're overly zealous and just trying to, you know, train up everyone as much as you can. Even then, I only recommend you do that in a randomizer run, Nuzlocke randomizer, and it's just, you know, and that's a whole different beast all on its own. I don't really want to get into that in this video, because I've never personally done one. It involves using an emulator, and I barely play on the emulator myself. Anyway, I've been so busy with school and whatnot. So that's pretty much Misty in a nutshell there, and so I kind of want to just kind of switch paces here real quick and talk about another really tough boss in the Pokemon series, and that is Heart Gold Nuzlocke Whitney. Whitney is she's a total bitch. If anything, she's worse than Misty at this point. I mean, you know, Misty's kind of like child's play, especially in the Gen 2 game Heart Gold, you know, well, Gen 4 if you really want to get technical, but Heart Gold is a remake of the Gen 2 game. Okay, I could argue about this all day, but I'm not going to. And so Nuzlocke Whitney is just she's terrible. It's just, you know, especially, you know, depending on the rules again. And again, I'm kind of assuming that the 2 standard rules and everything. But I mean, Heart Gold is, you know, a step up in difficulty itself from the original Gold and Silver version, and so, you know, both Clefairy and Miltank are, you know, grossly more powerful than they were originally. But, you know, you add Nuzlocke run to that, you know, and the thing is that Clefairy has Metronome, and the terrifying thing about Metronome is that it has the potential to use any move that is not in its inventory. So, in other words, it has the potential to use Judgment and Roar of Time, which are just 2, you know, grossly overpowered moves in their own. I mean, that's Arceus's moves, and, you know, his base power is like, I don't even know, 255. I don't know. I just said 255 because that's the max amount for most arcade games. I really honestly don't know what his base attack is. I've never really used one. I've never had one. Don't really care to use one at all anyway. So, yeah, and then, so if you get lucky enough, not, you know, maybe Clefairy Metronomes and uses Self-Destruct or Explosion or something, and you get lucky enough to survive that, maybe with, like, you know, with a Ghost type or something. That Ghost type ain't gonna last with Rollout, especially on that Miltank. It's, you know, you especially have to get lucky with, you know, trying to sandbag it really hard with Sand Attack or Mud Slap or some sort of accuracy lowering move, or props. You probably get really lucky if you have, like, Double Team at your disposal or something like that. Because even at that point, you're dealing with, you know, can't necessarily raise your defense too much unless you have a Caterpie or not a Caterpie, a freshly evolved or Butterfree or a Beedrill, and even by then, are you going to really take that chance? Because, again, you're moving to the route north, and that's beyond Goldenrod City. So, just kind of like us, kind of spectating on that a little bit, because both Misty and Whitney are difficult in their own respective games, and it's just Nuzlocke Run really does add to the difficulty, it really does, and Whitney was just cool, and and the saddest thing she makes little boys cry. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, that's pretty much like my thoughts and feelings on these particular two bosses, which I just talked about. And I guess I'm going to wrap it up. I'm running up towards 11 minutes now. So I guess that's about everything. I guess if you like this part, rate, comment, subscribe, click the button, response, do whatever the hell you want. This has been Dynamite Man DGI, and I will see you guys in the next one.